Hello, welcome to my race preview for the Accursed Race. The Accursed Race is actually a brand new race from the guys behind the Transcontinental race. That's the Lost Dot. And it's a 1,000 mile self-supported bikepacking race around the Balkans. So this is their website. It's on lostdot.cc. That's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it? So yeah, fixed route, off-road. It's around about 1,000 miles through the Balkans. So starting in Albania and covering Montenegro, Bosnia, Kosovo, and then back into Albania. And you can see their race Instagram here, the Accursed Race. So give those guys a follow because I'm sure there'll be loads of interesting stuff coming out of that in the next week or so. So before I dig into the route and some of the people to watch in the race, I'll just say thank you to Hone Foods, who are sponsoring my Accursed coverage. So they're a local business to me here in Cambridgeshire in the UK. They roast all their coffee on site in Worsley, which is a small farm there. Yeah, they make gin and stuff as well. So check out their website. I'll put all the links below, and I've got a 20% off discount code. So if you fancy some fancy coffee or even some gin, you can order it below. So yeah, thanks to those guys. So let's get on to Riber GPS, and this is the race route. So as you can see, starting and beginning in Skoder in Albania. Let me just zoom out a little bit so you can get it in context. So as you can see, southeastern Europe, kind of opposite the Adriatic Sea from Italy, and yeah, starts in Skoder. Now the interesting thing to note before we go any further on this is it is actually a no-fly policy to get there. So you're not allowed to just take the easy route and fly to say, probably somewhere in Croatia, Split or somewhere like that, or Dubrovnik even. You actually have to travel there overland. So I'm going to begin my journey in a couple of days' time. So for me, obviously, I'm in the UK. I'm actually driving to Switzerland, to Zurich. And then from that point onwards, I'm going to catch trains and then a ferry from from Ancona to Durrës, which is in Albania, as you can see. And then I'm going to ride out to Skoder to the start. So just to put that in context, everyone who is going is traveling overland. So yeah, it's kind of a cool initiative. We'll see how that goes. Traveling through Europe on a train with a bike. I've not done it before, so it'll be interesting. I'll do loads of content around the journey. And I might even just dig into kind of the carbon emissions of my journey and if it's any better than flying. Because, I mean, sometimes I don't know for sure that it is better or not. So it'd be interesting to put some numbers behind that. But I'm going to do the race first and I'll think about all of that after. So just keep tuned for when I'm back, and I'll have loads of the usual content. But in the meantime, here's the route. It's going to be pretty wild, I think. There's not much information on the route itself. There's basically the GPX, which is this, so 988 or so miles. I've actually got a collection on Riber GPS, and as you can see, there's some contingencies as well. So there could be some snow up high, depends on the weather. I know there's been pretty bad weather in that area over the last couple of days, but we've still got another 10 days until the race as I record this video, so I don't know whether we're going to need to use those contingencies or not. So we'll assume we're not. But as you can see, pretty wild, pretty remote. There's not much in the way of information. If you put the Google Man on here, you can't see too much. So this is the first section in Albania, and you can see the kind of mountains we're looking at. They're pretty brutal. It's a beautiful place. I've ridden through Albania and Montenegro, Bosnia, on the road in the Transcontinental race a couple of times now. And yeah, it's a fascinating place. It's just very different to the west of Europe, and I really do like it. We'll see if we can find a little bit of an insight. Oh, there we go. Look at that. So this is the kind of thing we're going to be riding on. Dirt roads. You can see the views pretty spectacular. The roads are pretty spectacular. Terrain-wise, this gives you a pretty good indication. I mean, you probably could call it gravel, but you want to be on a mountain bike, really. You certainly want mountain bike tyres as a minimum. And yeah, it's going to be rough. It's going to be tough. Not a lot of information out there. It's going to be a hell of an adventure. So that's a quick overview. Starting in Albania, crossing to Montenegro after 100 miles, pass through Podgorica, which is going to be a big resupply, straight through Montenegro. So we've got another 70, 80 miles in Montenegro before crossing into Bosnia. And then there's a big loop in Bosnia. I've been through some of these towns, as I said, but I don't know an awful lot. You can see the checkered sort of colours on the track here. That means it's off-road. So I don't know what's going to be up there. I imagine it's fairly wild. Let's see if the Google Man shows us anything. Oh, there's a little bit of a dot there. So yeah, look at that. Wild. And there's not going to be much phone signal. Look at that for a tractor ride. Pretty amazing. The mountains look amazing, but yeah, it's not super high. But I'd imagine that you could probably get caught out by the weather. If we look at elevation, we're talking about 5,000 feet, so not much. Like not really even over 2,000 meters a lot of the time. So yeah, it's going to be a pretty cool route. And then crossing back into where are we? Montenegro, and then a little bit into Kosovo, which is a country I've never been to, so that's going to be pretty cool. So touch on Kosovo just through here, and then drop back into Albania. And again, I'm a bit more familiar with Albania, but it's tough, and it's still going to be quite remote. And yeah, it's going to be interesting. So not much information out there. It's going to be good to dot watch. I'll put the link to the tracker below when it's available. But before we go any further, I'll just finish up with some of the riders to watch. So there's not the biggest start list. Obviously, I'm going out there, which I'm really looking forward to. But yeah, there's some strong riders. So in the women's field, we've got Lisa Brigelmans, and she's fairly experienced. She rode the Hellenic Mountain Race down in Greece last year, done the Bazjan, things like that. So she's got this race experience and has done a lot in this area. So I'm sure she can do well. Another rider is Veronica Sales. She's actually touring out there as we speak. She's pretty strong. Doesn't do a lot of racing, but she's experienced. So you never know. I'm sure she can do a strong ride. We've also got India Landy. India, no stranger to these kind of events. She's actually riding in a pair with Ollie Radford, and we're actually car sharing over to Zurich. So I'll be seeing India in a couple of days' time. So yeah, keep an eye on India. She's just ridden the Tour Eturua, which is basically the whole length of New Zealand on a mountain bike. So yeah, she's in a good place for this. And then some of the other guys. Alex Kopp, he was 5th at Atlas Mountain Race a few months ago. Super strong again. I'm travelling out on the ferry with Alex, so it'd be cool to see him. And Adrian Lichty, who also won the Hellenic Mountain Race last year. Again, similar kind of terrain. He knows what to expect. He does a lot of touring. He basically lives on his bike. So he's a strong rider. So yeah, should be a good race to watch. Keep an eye on the Accursed Race Instagram and race channels. I'm sure they'll be sharing loads of imagery and videos and stuff. I think they've got a podcast as well, so keep an eye out for that. Keep an eye out for the tracker. I'm not quite sure which one it's going to be on. Probably Follow My Challenge or something like that. That's what they normally use. So yeah, I'll put a link below when that's available. And yeah, I'll catch you when I'm back, and I'll be bringing you loads of kind of content around the race, race footage, bike checks, how I got there, all that kind of thing. So yeah, catch you when I'm back, and enjoy the video.